David, thank you so much for coming in today and just taking some time to share about The Day He Wore My Crown. It's had just such an incredible run over the past 35 years.
35? I was 5 when I wrote it. You need to understand it, okay?
Okay, so we're setting that now.
Okay.
Just to start off with. Could you just tell us a little bit about how it got started and how the idea kind of came about for this project?
Well, I basically thought of myself in the early days as an arranger and orchestrator. I hadn't written very many songs. So I took what I thought were the best 12 songs about the Passion of Christ, the songs that moved me. And I wanted to weave those together into a musical. And I went in to see my boss at the Benson Company. I said, I have an idea. I'd like to take these 12 songs, and I put the list in front of him. I said, and write a musical with that. And he said, David, absolutely not. I said, what? He said, no. He said, musicals are not written by 12 different writers. They're written by John Peterson or Lanny Wolfe or Joe Parks. I can think of the name Bill Gaither. He said, you just can't take, of the 12 songs you have, there are probably 25 writers involved. You would never go to a Broadway show that was written by 25 different people. He said, so I'm going to have to discourage you not to do this. So, of course, I listened to him and I went home and wrote the musical over the next 3 days, brought it back, asked his secretary, is there any way I can see him for an hour today? And finally he agreed. He said, it's a waste of time, David, but I'll listen. So we played it at the piano, and he was kind of shocked. I mean, the singers reacted to it. He was very moved, even to the point of tears, and he said to me at the end of it, it ended with, we shall behold him. And he said to me, I want you to change the end of the musical. I said, Bob, why would you do that? And he said, well, I like the idea of The Day He Wore My Crown, but I want to put a button on that would crown him with many crowns, because this is a crown of thorns, this is a crown in heaven. He said, I think that'll tie together. I said, oh, I understand your reasoning there, but why would you get rid of We Shall Behold Him? That's the #1 song right now. He said, because that's next year's musical for you, and I'm not going to give it away this year. So that was the start of musicals being allowed to be done by 15 different writers, as long as you could tie it together. So that's where that came from.